Got a little load going here off to the scrapyard. This is that 7th load that I didn't get on my scrapyard action video. That's my battery charger. I have to carry that with me as I start my day until my battery gets charged up. I got $6.63 on that one. Got another load here. That keyboard and aluminum, you might have seen in one of my past videos. Nice bit of aluminum, a little bit of insulated copper, some tin shred, all the usual suspects. $8.39 on that, $2.80 on that one. Total of $11.19. There's another load. On that load, I got $8.65. Scored another one of these chairs. This is going to be the time of year for these things. So I think I'm going to go to Lowe's right now and go buy one of those lops. I don't know the technical name for them, but they cut through copper pipes and aluminum bars, aluminum pipes and stuff. They kind of look like shrubbery lops, but they're for cutting through lightweight metals. They kind of got two curved blades like that, and they go like that. So they're really expensive. I think I might have to spend like 80 bucks. But it will make my life a lot easier. I've been avoiding buying it. I've never found one, and I'm just gonna go right now and spend 80 bucks. It's gonna take me a while to get my money back, but I can only take one of these chairs at a time to the scrapyard. And if I get those lops, I can take a dozen of those chairs if I wanted to. Starting out to be the day of aluminum so far. pan. Stainless steel kettle wheel. Well, the trend is continuing. Nice. Hey, that's, you know what? That's an excellent condition. That's a very nice pot, actually. What is it? The Todd English Collection. Green pan. The inside of that thing is almost perfect. I think I'm gonna have to use that myself. It's just a quality product. Hey, they cleaned this place up a little bit. There was just tons of garbage down here. Take you for a walk down here real quick. Every now and then it's nice to get a break in the action from the garbage and come down here. Check this out. It's not too bad. Break time's over. That's kind of neat looking. I'm thinking Pier 1 Imports. No, it doesn't say that. Elements 18-inch round vase with seagrass trim. Hey, that's kind of a neat looking little deal. That is coming with me. That's kind of a nice artificial plant too, you know what? That's kind of nice as well. Huh. Interesting. Oh well. I'm gonna put those out here for somebody. Those will get snatched up pretty quick. Nice artificial Christmas tree here. That could go as scrap, but it's just not very valuable as scrap. and that's actually usable for somebody, so I'm just gonna leave that alone. That's one of those pre-lit trees. It's got the lights on it and stuff already. It's probably $100 tree, I suppose. If it works. Stopping at the mall for a little lunch. What do we have here? Goose, 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 goose. Goose, goose. How you guys doing? What? 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 Okay. All right. Imagine that. This is that UPS dumpster again. There's just no end to it. Let's see, I want to try to keep that in that box. I have seen this stuff in here for many, many years, but I've never seen it at this level before. You know, maybe something like this every month, maybe, total. Nothing like I've been yanking out of here in the last 7 to 10 days. It's just an amazing amount in here. There's a little router. I'd like to find the big box. Hey, there's one. What is it? No, some kind of... Shoot, what is it? First one of those I've seen in there. That was a heavy dude. Battery backup. That might be fairly valuable. Easy to test as well. Load this up on the scooter. I went to Lowe's and I went to Home Depot, and they didn't have, they're called electrical utility cable cutters is what they're named. They didn't have one big enough for what I need though. So there's one store out on the fringe of town I'm gonna go to, but first I'm on my way to the scrapyard with this load. And I don't want to scrap this stuff because I want to save all this UPS stuff for one load, for one session to the scrapyard to see how much money it all is combined that I've been yanking out of this one little dumpster over the last week or so. So making these videos kind of throws a wrench in my system. Like time to time. You might think, why is he doing it like that? Well, it's because I'm making a video, you know. If I wasn't making this video, I would just take this stuff directly to the scrapyard. Some nice little packing supplies. I can't stand those peanuts though. They're just a mess. That's it. Oh. I figured out why my new battery was dying. It's because I took it to a shop and the guy yanked this cover off and he pulled this wire out. This wire was stuck in there. He called it a jumper. What it is, this machine was hot wired at one point, so it was hot wired and the ignition was never turning off, and the gas gauge was sticking up like it is now. Let's see how I turn it off. It starts to go down. It was never going down and it was wearing my battery out. So this thing was hot wired at one point. Works good now. Swinging PetSmart here. We got their gates closed. It's just a mess. PetSmart here doesn't throw out a whole lot. When they do, it's fairly obvious. And that PetSmart dumpster, wow, that's some big old planters. They're made out of styrofoam, no. And that PetSmart dumpster was just gonna be like a bunch of dead crickets and stinky, gross stuff. Well, let's see if I was right or not. Just for curiosity's sake. Now someone will come flying out the back door and yell at me. Ouch. Oh, definitely stinky. That's what their fish came in, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they get their... Yeah, that's exactly what this is. It's Friday. And they're gonna mess around. They get shipments of... fish in on Fridays, and that's what all that stuff is. Mixing it with dead crickets and nastiness. Swiffer. I didn't see the Swiffer till I got in there. Oh, I dropped my hat right in that cat litter. Nasty, gross. So this is how I usually do it. Just filling up on the way to the scrapyard. I know I don't do this enough. A lot of the things I say are based on the way I'm doing it right now. But making these YouTube videos, I'm not out here during business hours nearly as much as I used to be when I talk about the information I'm giving out. Is all based on that, you know. So sometimes I find myself not really making a whole lot of sense. I mean, it makes sense to me, but I know some people watch and they're like, well, why this and why that? And well, that's because normally when I do this, it would be during business hours, and none of this scrap even goes back to my storage unit or my apartment. It just goes straight to the scrapyard, from dumpster to scrapyard. So I know I haven't talked about that or shown that nearly as much as I should. Editing these YouTube videos keeps me up pretty late at night. Look at this right here. Look at that tasty little vittle. What do you think about that? Looks like they replaced the unit, maybe. Oh yeah, that's a brand new one right there, that brown one. The second one from the left. I don't think that's abandoned, but I don't see any workers' trucks around here neither, so maybe they couldn't fit it on their truck and they're gonna come back for it. They left those pallets there too, though. I wonder if that's free for the taking. That ACR in there is valuable stuff. I can definitely rip that thing apart. I just don't know if it's abandoned or not, so I'm just not gonna mess with it right now. I might keep my eye on it and see what happens, but well, no, there's still an extension cord plugged in back there. Somebody's still working on it. It'd be very unlikely that they would just leave that thing sitting there. I'm finally wearing this pair of snips out a little. This will be the time of year when I start seeing a bunch of these things all over. Well, they're easier to break when they're not wet. Imagine that, a vacuum cleaner. Alright, time to go to the scrapyard now. Go to the scrapyard, Wildwood check dumpsters it is. Ouch! I said ouch there because my belt buckle was catching me. Well, sometimes people will ask why I'm grunting and groaning, if I'm hurting myself or something, but actually I just saw somewhere in the media where there was a scientific study done recently where they tested when people grunt and groan like that, like athletes, like tennis players, when they serve the ball, they'll grunt real loud, and they actually found that tennis players hit the ball 10% faster when they grunt like that. So I think I've just been kind of naturally doing it for a little extra oomph, like like that, you know. I'm not really grunting as much as I am letting air out, and it gives you a little extra strength. I think it's the same thing that like weightlifters do and stuff. Oh, that's a piece of steel right there. tin anyways. I guess that could be steel. So I'm not so much grunting and moaning out of strain or pain. It's I guess something I just kind of started doing naturally. Try it sometime. Blow all the air out. Well, not all the air out, but blow air out of your lungs next time you try lifting something heavy. Or like if you're doing push-ups or something like that. Sit-ups. Alrighty then. See all that broken glass in there? About 4 or 5 out of the last 10 or 15 dumpsters or so has had that broken glass in there. And I think what has happened is these apartment complexes have switched out the sliding glass doors to the decks and stuff. And I'm pretty sure a scrapper has come along, and you see that big brick right there, that big piece of concrete? I'm pretty sure a scrapper has thrown that brick through the window and then taken the aluminum frame. I should have showed some of these earlier, but there wasn't anything to show as far as making a video. Until now, I've seen so many of them, and I can all but guarantee you that piece of concrete right there was used to smash through that window. All the aluminum frames are gone. I don't think the apartment managers would do that. I could take these blades off here and get clean aluminum at the scrapyard, but I'm just gonna leave them on there. I just don't feel like doing it right now. I'll get clean electric motor for that, 10 cents a pound. And I could take these off and get 35 cents a pound. So I'd gain 25 cents if I took out 3, 6, 9, 12, 14, 16, 18. If I took out 20 screws, I could gain 25 cents. It's not a bad deal. I just don't feel like doing it right now. sometimes you might see me, and I see in the comments people say, well, why didn't you take that little piece of copper wire off of there or whatever. It's just sometimes I just don't feel like it, you know. I'm on the fly at the scrapyard. It really is a nice little vase, huh? They just have me put the plugs in with the tin shed, even though it's not tin shed. I imagine the mills will recover that brass one way or the other. Let's see, I was gonna keep that one. It's just nice. I don't know. That's probably, what do you think? I'm not sure about the brand. $20 minimum, brand new. $30 maybe. I busted up some George Foreman grilling machines earlier. Got some rubbish in here. Sometimes they'll give me breakage, aluminum breakage for those for some reason. The dirty motors. Just depends on who's running the scale and what they want to do. Alright, I'll take this all up to the scale.
Thanks for watching.